king and pawn endings, it is a very common occurrence. And also, quite a lot, it'll happen for you guys to be put in a situation where you need to win a tempo, or you need to place your opponent in Zugzwang, another technical term for compulsion to move. It comes from the German compulsion to move, Zugzwang. So you will need to gain access to some weakened squares or undefended pawns so that you can remove them and making space for your own pawn. So this is a classical position we're looking at right now. I'll try to explain it as clearly as I can. Now, we would say at the first glance that it's not a big deal. The white king will be moving to capture the black pawn on h6, and then you're going to promote one of the two white pawns on f6 or h5, right? And also, some folks might be inclined to say, oh, I'm going to go king f5, not a big deal, and I'm going to play king g6. Now, getting to king to g6 square, which is this critical square here from which you attack, and you also provide defense for your pawns, it's true. In principle, it is true. But the little detail that we need to clarify is that when you play king to f5 straight away, black responds with the automatic king to f7. And all of a sudden, you find yourself in a situation in which king g6 no longer playable because it's just illegal. You can't do this, and you can't go the other way too. And then you say, oh boy, what do I do now? Okay, and then you go back, and then they go back. So if you keep repeating this kind of king to f5 and king to f7, if you do this 3 times, threefold repetition, either the other person claims a draw, or the automatic, if you play online, it'll be declared a draw. Okay, so we don't want to do the threefold repetition. That would be a shame. So either g6 or e6, you're going to gain access. How? By moving either f4 or e4. That's all you have to remember. Then you're going to be returning back eventually. So let me just play something like king e4 here. So waiting for my opponent to getting closer so I can win my tempo. Again, no point to playing king f5 because king f7 just immediately happens. Again, you're gonna draw. You're not gonna win. So that's a shame. What you have to do? Continue this so-called, triangle. Okay, so you go now onto f. Again, they don't move onto f7, so that you can move f5 and then they step aside and you gain access. So what do you go? Back, reverting back to the square where you were. So let me just try to make the arrows a bit more visible as a triangle, so to speak. There you go. And now you're going to go back to e5. I'm going to go back to e5. Your opponent approached eventually. And now you're going to go very nicely over to f5. They're going to be moving whatever they're going to be playing. And now you're having access to those beautiful squares. You're going to go g6. It doesn't even matter. Now, if you want to go for the shortest way to win, you're going to go king g7. And that's it. You're controlling the promotion square here, and you also controlling this critical f7, so it's safe for you to pushing the pawn. Now the black king does whatever they do. It doesn't make a bit of a difference. You're going to play. They're going to move. You're going to move. Queen is gone. Queen is actually obtained here, not gone. It's actually arrived. And you're going to checkmate. So you probably, guys, remember the king and queen checkmate. If not, there's in the archive an older video, or drop me a message. We're going to go over to the live stream. So that's how you win. You're getting the queen. And that's about it. But let me just go now to some different ideas, because you might say, yeah, but what if they played instead of f7? What if they played f8? So let's just do this one again. So this, right? And you might be saying, okay, but they go g8, right? So you don't go here because they play here. And again, you don't have access. And now you say, okay, but they do king f8. So what am I supposed to do? Well, don't play this. You go e5, okay? And now you say, yeah, but what if they go g8? What if they don't move f7? It doesn't matter. They have to play a move which puts them at disadvantage. And if they play this in this way, you're already gaining access to e6 and pretty much the same stuff. Okay, and if they play here, it doesn't matter. It's g7 accessible for them, and they will have to moving on g7, and then again king to e7, and this guy will be promoted. So That's about it, really. And that happens a lot. That happens very often. Just remember, try to triangulate, so to speak, and you're gonna be absolutely okay. Okay. So now king steps aside. I hope I've explained this one, guys, clearly. Not a problem. Sure, that's absolutely great. And oh, wait a second. Whose turn is now? Oh, wait a minute. Push this guy. Push this guy here. That's a stalemate. So, guys, we got to be careful about. No, no, it's not a stalemate because king goes over to e7. Yeah, so we got to keep an eye. We have to be very sharp about this one. Always make sure there is a moving square for the black king, and that's not a problem. Again, you're going to be playing g7 and stuff. Let me see if I covered everything here. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, if they go g8 here, again, you have both e6 accessible to you guys, or g6. The shorter one is e6. As I said, if they go in the corner, no worries. They do have an available square for themselves. So it's not going to be a trouble. You can push the pawn. If they try to stop, you protect the pawn. If they go, say h7, just be careful here. You got to be careful. If you promote into a queen, you end up in a stalemate here because the king can't move. Taken, and all the squares are covered by your queen. So be careful about this little detail here. You either promote into a rook, you make under promotion, because if you do queen, that's a stalemate. So you just go king e7, and they have to play g7, and now you can very super safely get a queen, and that's how you win. So guys, I hope this is clear. If it's not, tell me the moment in which it's not clear for you, and we'll try to discuss this one in more detail. So again, subscribe to this channel, drop me comments where is not very clear, and I'll try to add more explanations for the game to being accurate. Thanks for watching this short video, guys. I think probably it's the shortest video. Okay. And see you on the next one.